Public Utility Commission meeting Tuesday, December 8th, 6 p.m. Roll call, please.
Hassan, Korum,
Present.
Paul,
Here.
Nolan,
Here.
Kreisel,
Here.
T-Winkle,
Here.
Wecken. Where's Mary?
Here.
She's here.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
All right. Item approval of November 10th, 2020 meeting minutes.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
I
Was
have
that
a
that?
change.
David and Joyce?
Yes.
And I have a requested change, please.
What is that?
That is under the discussion and possible action on Riverside Drive lift station. The last sentence, actually, I think should be changed from reviewed all correspondence relevant to the issue should be, he reviewed the 3 agreements. It was stated several times that that's what Attorney Kobza reviewed.
But wouldn't all correspondence cover the anything including those 3 agreements?
No. That was my point last month, that there are other agreements and correspondence outside those 3 signed agreements. Most notably between 1980 and 1991, when the 1991 amendment happened.
We can add that in there.
Okay. So, go ahead.
If
So we
Dave,
do have a,
if
we do
Dave
have a
amends the
motion.
motion, if Dave amends the motion, I'll second the amended motion.
okay,
I'll amend it.
Thank you.
okay.
Joyce, second?
Yes, yes.
All right. I'll approve.
Aye.
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 So moved. We have approval. All right. Next item, discussion and possible action on the wastewater treatment plant improvement project, Magni Construction, Inc., pay request number 6.
Okay, so in your packets, you do have the pay request number 6 from Magni, including all the documentation on what they have been doing down there, along with some of the invoices that they've received that are in relation to the project down there. And they are looking for amount due. This payment is $401,293.43.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second that.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. All right. Okay. Item 4, discussion and possible action on Pembroke Company's pay request number 1 for Lake Malu Dam Rehab Project.
Okay, so again, in your packets, there is a memorandum from SEH in regard to the application for payment. They have looked at everything on what they have applied, and they do confer that what they're asking for, they have completed. The total contractor payment is $34,017.12.
Okay. Did everybody have a chance to look at that? Any questions?
Yes, so this would, I suppose after this pay request is approved, then the project status report would change from 50% to 70%?
Yeah, it's going to go up some. We do them status reports. Sometimes we get them done before we get payment of, our payments come in, things like that. And we will be talking about this in the status or in the project report too. So I do have just a little bit of information to add on this.
Oh, I was going to say also, do they anticipate any cost increases with the two remaining items. I believe there's only two remaining items in there.
Yeah, I suppose if Suzy, if you want to go over it now, we can, or if you want to wait until project updates, it's up to you.
Is it pertinent to this item?
Should be.
Or is
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's they're asking for money right now. They're asking for 34,000. Contract amount was 48 and change. I'm anticipating that they are going to be coming. They're having issues with the coffer dam, they call it. The water on St. Croix is still too high that they can't get in there. So I just got off the phone this morning with Jeff Johnson from SEH. They are going to be looking at what they have to do to water that area to finish this project up. So we haven't seen any numbers yet. We haven't seen anything. So I can't tell you exactly what they're going to be asking for, but we are anticipating that they will be asking for a sum to finish this project. And like I said, it is due to the height of the St. Croix River. So,
Yeah, but the St. Croix is at crazy low level right now.
yeah.
So
and
these guys, they obviously bid it to get it.
Correct. Yeah, and again, Kurt, I don't know the number. I'm not saying that we approve that number. I'm not saying anything like that. All I'm saying is that
No, I
believe
understand you're not, but there's nothing that drives me more crazy than a contractor that works this way.
my first reaction was when I talked to Jeff Johnson and he had mentioned something about a possible change order. My first reaction is how I hate change orders. So I agree with you 100% on this. I don't know what the response is going to be. We just have to stand back and wait for their response on this.
And again, because their bid came in so far below what was even anticipated, SEH said, "Are you sure these are your numbers?" and gave them a second opportunity. And they confirmed that their numbers were correct.
Yes, you're 100% right in that, Mary.
Mhm.
So it has nothing to do with this pay request. I mean, what they've done so far has been done. So we are obligated to do the pay request on this. But just so you know that something probably will be coming in January. I'm assuming something will be coming in January for our next meeting.
And they'll have a good explanation of that at that time.
They're going to have to.
Mhm.
So Kip, I mean, this is only for my own information. We are required to make a payment at some point.
Well, I would assume that per contract, we're probably required.
I only ask that because if they come for change and we balk at it, we're not going to have much clout left. There's going to be $12,000 or whatever left to hold against them.
I don't know what the answer is, Kurt.
Yeah.
I wish I had an answer. I don't. I'm assuming per contract that we are required to pay them. And let's keep them. I mean, let's keep in mind that Pembroke does do a lot of work in town. They do
I know.
a lot of projects.
I've worked with Pembroke a lot in my life. I'm disappointed to see this actually, but
Me too.
What's the difference I don't actually expect an answer right now, because I just thought of it. The other bids, what were the other bids for the coffer dams?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't have to answer that. I'm just thinking, okay, 2,500 was really low. And what was, if we look at what the high was, can we figure out what Pembroke might think that they want to get from us?
Well, I mean, it's Pembroke's job at this point to convince us that any additional payments that they're going to be looking for, any additional money on this project that they're going to be looking for, it's their job to convince us as to why we need to pay them that.
Agreed.
I believe in this, I'm not an attorney, so this would have to go through our attorney, obviously, but You know, they, like Kurt said, they bid this at knowing what they wanted. And like Mary said, you know, we did give them a second chance to review. They according to them, they did that, and they still were confident with this bid. So I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you know, the construction contract is $48,650. It's up to them to let us know what circumstances or the reasoning behind any additional funds. And I don't have that answer for you today. The only answer I have today is that they have requested, you know, $34,1712 in work already completed.
What is the
Couple of
link?
things that Kip said.
Or I was just going to say that as we get to the point where we're looking at this, whatever it is they should bring to us, I would want to know what is the language in the contract regarding a change order generated by them versus one generated by us. So that'd be something just to look up.
Like Kurt said, it's highly unlikely that the St. Croix is going to go much lower than it
I
currently
agree.
is.
Exactly.
Kip, do you know if there is a deadline in the contract as well?
Yeah, I want to say, I think it's mid-February, but don't hold me to that. It's before spring, I believe.
Sure.
Probably within the next 2.5, 3 months, somewhere in there.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, Susie, is there I didn't think to look at this either, but something to look at. You said the contract possibly in spring, end of February, whatever. Is there any kind of clause in there if they go over the deadline?
Normally, in pretty much every contract that we use is a pretty standard contract. It's one that you know, over time we've had it set up. So yes, to answer your question, yes.
Okay.
There is normally a what we call a substantial completion date, and then we also have a final completion date, and those two dates are different. So
Mhm.
when we say substantial completion, you know, let's just say for example, it's February 20th. So substantial completion has to be by February 20th. Now we will also have a final completion date, which might be like June 20th. Because in that way it gives the contractors time if they have to do grass, you know, they can't not on this project, but you know, they can't grass seed, you know, final dirt work, you know, different things like that. So
Well,
so
it's
we do
supposed to be punch items, right?
yeah, so we do have those dates in there. Once we get to a certain date per contract, we do have the ability to charge daily
Okay.
on
So-
what's over.
So cofferdams would not be considered a punch item,
No,
correct?
No.
Okay. I just
No,
want to make
that- no.
sure that
no, punch items like I
thing
said are-
is part of substantial and not
Yes.
punch items.
yeah, it is part of substantial. So yeah, like I said, your final completion is more your, like you said, your punch items, which are going to be, you know, hey, they have to repaint this, they have to, you know, put some grass seed down, clean up the site, you know, different things like that. But no, this would not be part of that final punch list. No.
Okay,
And
I'll
I
make a
will check on that language that I believe you had there, David.
Okay,
About,
thank
or somebody about change orders.
Yeah. Mary.
Yes,
And then,
I'm sorry, Dave?
And I think,
no, I just that I think you made that comment.
Oh.
In regards to,
yeah, I wrote it. I don't know who made it, but the
Doesn't
other
matter,
thing that I
as long as it
the
gets
other
made.
the other thing that I can do is once this is presented to us, you know, we can definitely request to have the contractor available for discussion too. You know, if you guys, because it's really not my job to defend the contractor or SEHs. So we'll see what it is. I can always get it out to you guys early, you know, just so you have some time to look at it, shoot me any questions you might have back, things of that nature before we actually bring it up in a public forum. and have to vote on it.
Not the
So,
case for that.
So I'll make a motion to approve the total of $34,017.12.
Is there
I'll
a second? Right. All in favor?
who's
Aye.
second?
Aye.
Who was the
Opposed?
second?
Either Kurt or me. You can put down
Okay.
Kurt.
All
Whichever.
right. Okay. Thank you.
All right, next item, discussion and possible action on SCH letter of engagement, AWIA risk resilience assessment and emergency response plan.
Okay. So in your packet again, there is a letter of engagement with SEH. Basically, what this is on October 23rd, 2018, the American Water Infrastructure Act, which is the AWIA, was signed into law. Under this law, community water systems with a population greater than 3,300 people must develop or upgrade risk and resilience assessments, RRAs, and emergency response plans. With the population served by Hudson's water system, the RRA is due by June 30th, 2021, and the ERP is due within 6 months after certification of the RRA. So basically what that means is we have our emergency response plans. They were just updated recently. I'm going to say probably within the last year and a half, somewhere along that line. But what this is we need to go back through these and do a risk and resilience assessment. So we need the risk to the water system from natural disasters, hazards, critical assets. We need to re-looking at treatment process, computer systems, an asset assessment of the monitoring practices, assessment of the utility's financial infrastructure, such as the cybersecurity of the computer system for payroll, customer billing, a review of how the system uses, stores, handles various chemicals, operation and maintenance procedures, and it just goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. So with that, I've reached out to SEH. They have done these since it is fairly new. I did not want to be the guinea pig on this, so we did wait. They've done numerous ones in Wisconsin since then. So what I'm looking for tonight, and by the way, I did budget for this in 2021. So it is a budgeted item. We wouldn't start anything until after, the first of the year when we get to our new budget. So I am looking for, if you do task 1, task 2, and task 3, total compensation is $20,600.
I would like to say that I kind of looked into this a little bit, and as far as a majority of task 1 and all of task 2, it's a series of questions. They have a template on the EPA website that talks about this. And I really think that a lot of this can be done in-house very minimally. You answer a series of questions and determine your risk assessment based on a yes or no answer. Maybe putting a final emergency response plan together would be beneficial, but I really think, when I answered the questions, and I don't know everything about it, but what I know about the utility, I could answer those questions. And it took about 15 minutes. It has to do with locks on doors, security cameras, different things like that. I can't see, paying $13,000 to somebody for answering a few questions.
Mary, where did you find the information?
It's on the EPA.gov website. If you just search for AWIA risk assessment, I didn't bookmark the page, and I probably should have, but there's a lot of information there, but it goes through, there's a vulnerability self-assessment tool. There's baseline information on benevolent acts for community water systems, small system risk and resilience assessment checklist. But anyway, the vulnerability self-assessment tool, falls under that risk and resilience assessment assistance. So if we can perform that, that saves $8,500.
And I'm not saying that we can't perform all that. What I'm looking for, or what I was proposing here, is just this would be, what would I say? This would be all in on this. I agree with you 100%, Mary, that there is probably a lot of this that we can do, but in order to go back through and try to figure out what we can do, what we can't do on a document of this size,
It's
it's
not
hard
that
to put it,
hard,
you know,
really.
it's hard to put a number. It's hard to have SEH put a number on if we need help with any of this. So, you know,
Exactly. So, you know, what maybe we do is look into this a little bit more before engaging SEH. You still have until end of June, I believe.
let me look.
I think it's end of June. So if this is part of a January PUC meeting and I can get the resources, or somebody can get the resources to the rest of the PUC, I think the PUC can determine, really, is this something the utility can perform by itself? And then you go back to SEH saying, well, okay, we need help with this, this, and this.
Yeah, we can look into that. That's for sure.
Other thoughts?
Kip, any idea how much other utilities have paid for this? Have you talked to
I
other?
do not, David. No.
No?
No, I do not. I can reach out to, you know, some of the other larger ones in the area too and see what they're doing with it too.
I know, you know, 13,000 may seem like a small amount of money, but, you know, that could be used for even miscellaneous supplies that show up in the payables all the time, or, you know, something.
I guess what I'm wondering is there if this is something that all communities have to do, over 3,300 people, is
Yeah.
this a packet that's provided to the community, and you just, you know, go through the packet and, like you said, answer the questions? Or is there a lot of, is it just simply answering questions, or is it putting together plans? Is it developing things that don't exist, or are we just referencing things that already exist within our system? So I would like to know more about the extent of the questionnaire.
I
And we
can send,
definitely-
sorry, Kip, go ahead.
No, we can definitely do that. I mean, like, you know, we do have time on this. So we can definitely go through and figure out if there's stuff that we can do on our own, if there's things that we need help with. You know, if there is mapping, I'm sure that there's mapping that has to be done. I'm sure that there's other things like that. So, but we can definitely go through this.
But the mapping should already be in the GIS, correct? I mean, you've done
yeah,
comp plans last year.
yes, to a point. Yeah. Depends on what they're asking for, but yeah.
And I have not read through the whole thing. I just did the assessment tool kind of thing, reading the questions like yes, 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 or no, 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 no. And depending on how many you answer what way determines whether you're at a higher risk or not. And
Right.
Hudson is at a pretty low risk from what I know. There may be some security camera things or key cards or whatever that could lower the risk even more, but it seems to be that Hudson Utility is pretty secure.
Kip, I want to make sure that we do it right away and not drag our feet too much. 2021 is going to be a busy year with everything that's going on. And then also, would SEH know of any grants that are out there that we could potentially write for, to have the grant?
On something like this,
Yeah.
I don't know of any right off the top of my head, David. I can definitely ask, but it's kind of that, it's like our emergency response plan. It's like everything else that we've had to do.
Yeah.
You know, you're told to do it, just do it, get it done. And you know, and as much as I hate to say it, it'll be another document that will sit on a shelf.
Wow.
That's just my opinion of this, you know, type
And
thing.
David, I believe there were grants early on, but I think those grants have been expended and this has now become basically an unfunded mandate.
Correct. I mean, why don't we table this until January? We can gather some more information on it, go from
I mean,
there.
I can send you the link that I've been looking at. If Kip, you want me to send
Sure.
that to you and then you can
Yeah,
distribute it?
anything, sure, anything's helpful.
Okay.
All right. Thank
I'll
you.
make the motion to postpone this till our January meeting.
Second that.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we will move this to January. Next item, project updates, project status report.
Okay, so you do have that in there. Just go through this real quick. We've got the commercial connections. Nothing's really changed on that. State Highway 35, nothing's really changed. Wastewater treatment plant. You do also in your packet have a memorandum from SEH on kind of where we're standing with that right now. So the new treatment building, the concrete base slab, and 2 basement walls were constructed. The influent and lab building, the lab building concrete ramp's been completed. The UV disinfection, new concrete foundation walls were constructed. Sorry. And control building, old blowers were demolished in preparation for the new turbo blower. And then they also did include a couple pictures in there just so you guys kind of get an idea of what's actually happening. I know when you drive by, it's kind of hard to take a quick glance and see what's actually going on down there. So we did include that. Lake Malibu Dam we already talked about, and the Wisconsin Street Tower is done. So. That's about it.
All right, okay, and I apologize, my screen just locked up on me, so, oh, here we go, I think I'm back. Sorry, I'm sorry. Jace, what do we have next on there? I can't get back to my, here we go. Oh, there we go, okay.
Information.
Yeah, oh, okay, other business for information purposes only or for upcoming agenda.
I have nothing at this time.
Does anybody else have anything?
Nothing here.
Okay.
How's
All
the
right.
generator coming for?
As far as I
Lift
know,
station.
they sent me the drawings for the base that it's going to be going on. So as far as I know, it's still scheduled to be delivered probably in the next week or two.
Good.
All right. Sewer utility and water utility cash reports.
And these we did not get these right.
No,
From
no, finance department was not able to put together all the information for those reports.
So we'll add that next month then back.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Discussion and possible action on claims.
Yep, I just had one question. On one of them, there was a tower services for $7,785. What was that for? Any idea?
I'm gonna, without looking exactly at it, but the number that you're saying sounds like part of the Wisconsin Street Tower. We had to have our communications taken down from there for the our meter reading antennas that are up there and our SCADA systems. So we had to have those taken down and then put back up as part of the Wisconsin Street Tower project. I'm guessing, David, that's probably what it was.
David, what was the name of the vendor?
I don't know. I've closed it down already.
Okay. But we did get, but I think what Kip is saying is what that was for.
I want to say it was like 71 or
It was
it was
Diamond.
7,000.
Yeah, it was Diamond.
Diamond Tower.
Yep.
Okay, anything else? That item? All right,
We do need a motion on that, Susie.
okay. We have a second?
Second, I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, passes. Adjournment,
Move to adjourn.
second?
Second.
Okay, great. Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you, everybody.